Hi friends, welcome back once again. Today let us start the part 5 of the chapter The World During the World Wars. Now let us see about the rise of fascism and Nazism. Fascism was one ideology which developed in the period after the World War I, especially in the defeated countries like Germany. It emphasized the idea of national unity in order to expand and win over other nations. Fascists did not allow anyone to conflict nor have different interests within the nation. They suppressed people with force in order to ensure absolute loyalty and obedience to a central power. They were against both communism and liberalism. Fascists wanted to build unity in their nations through a dictatorial state that promoted the mass mobilization of the majority community of the nation. Fascist movement shared certain common features like the worshipping of the state, a devotion to a strong leader like Hitler, and an emphasis on extreme nationalism and military conquest. Fascism used political violence, war, and conquest as a means to achieve national revival. It also asserted that stronger nations have the right and indeed a duty to expand their territory by displacing weaker nations. It stood for state-controlled capitalism. It also stood for abolition of all private industries. This ideology was more popular in the defeated countries who were feeling insulted because of the conditions imposed on them by the Versailles Treaty and also the pressure of worldwide depression. It first began with the victory of Benito Mussolini in Italy in 1922. Then Hitler and his Nazi party came to power in Germany in 1933. General Franco came to power in Spain after a long military campaign against the democratic state in 1939. Meanwhile, Japan also developed its own version of fascist ideology, that is militarism, and started its military campaigns in China, Korea, etc. All these dictators were in some ways followers of the fascist ideology. Now let us see about the rise of Hitler in Germany. Hitler was a powerful speaker. His passion and his words moved many people. He promised to build a strong nation, undo the injustice of Versailles Treaty, and restore the dignity of the German people. He promised employment for those who are looking for work and secure future for the youth. He promised to remove all foreign influences and fight all foreign conspiracies against Germany. Hitler devised a new style of politics. He understood the importance of rituals and spectacle to mobilize the masses. Nazis held massive rallies and public meetings to demonstrate the support for Hitler and create a sense of unity among the people. The red banners with the swastika, the Nazi salute, and the ritual rounds of applause after the speeches were all part of this display of power. Hitler mobilized his supporters by promising to establish the racial supremacy of Aryans, that is Germans, over the world. He also targeted minority communities like Jews, Geisheips, etc. as the main cause of all problems. Since the Geisheips were nomadic and some Jews opened pawn shops and lent money, many middle-class Germans could be turned against them. He also attacked communism and capitalism, terming both them as Jewish conspiracies. He promised to build a strong state which would fight with both of them. He appealed especially to the middle class who felt threatened by the capitalism and the Great Depression. Hitler was also opposed to working class movements led by the communists and socialists. In such a situation, Nazi party's propaganda gave some hopes of a better future. Hitler was unquestioned leader of Nazi party. In 1928, the Nazi party had got less than 2.6% votes in the Reichstag, the lower house of the German parliament. But by 1932, it had become the largest party in Germany with 37% votes. Hitler came to power and immediately took steps to establish an undemocratic and autocratic rule. He stopped the working of all democratic institutions like parliament. This included arbitrary arrest of political opponents, especially the communists, and putting them in concentration camps. On 3rd March 1933, the famous Enabling Act was passed. This act established dictatorship in Germany. It gave Hitler and all powers to sideline parliament and rule by his order. All political parties and trade unions were banned except for the Nazi Party and its affiliates. The state established complete control over the economy, media, army, and judiciary. Special surveillance and security forces were created to control and order society in ways that the Nazis wanted. Apart from the already existing regular police in green uniform and the SA or the stormtroopers, they also formed the Gestapo, that is secret state police, and the SS, the protection squads, the criminal police, and the security service SD. These extra constitutional powers of these newly organized forces gave the Nazi state its reputation as the most dreaded criminal state. Gestapo had the authority to stop and detain people, to torture chambers, round up and send them to concentration camps. They could also deport anyone at will or arrest people without any legal procedures. The police forces acquired complete powers to rule. These powers were used to arrest and torture millions of political activists, trade unionists, and people of minority communities, especially the Jews. They did all this to build a state of horror and fear. Hitler assigned the responsibility of economic recovery to the economist Zalmar Schacht. Schacht aimed at full production and full employment through a state-funded work creation program. This project employed the famous German superhighways and the people's car, the Volkswagen. There was an improvement in the living standards of a section of the Germans. This period also created subhuman conditions of life for those who were tortured by the racist regime. This was also followed by heavy investment in armament industry to create further employment. But this plan could be sustained only by going to war with neighbors. For this, Hitler followed an aggressive foreign policy to recover the territories lost by Germany after the First World War. Then by 1939, he attacked Poland and this started World War II. As the war proceeded, the Nazi regime started its horrible program of building the racial supremacy of Germans by mass killings of minority communities. Under the shadow of World War II, Germany had started a genocidal war. In this war, the mass murder of selected groups of innocent civilians of Europe took place. The number of people killed included about Jews 60 lakh, Gypsies 2 lakhs, Polish civilians 10 lakhs, and Germans 70,000 who were considered mentally and physically disabled, besides innumerable political opponents or people of different religious faith. Nazis devised a horrifying means of killing people. They killed thousands of people in gas chambers in various killing centers like Auschwitz. Okay friends, this is the end of part 5. In next part we will see about the Second World War.